Hey everyone, if you've ever felt like Taiwan's insurance system is some kind of impossible puzzle, well, you're definitely not alone. But today, we're going to flip on the lights. We're cracking the code on labor insurance, that's Lao Bao, and health insurance, Zhen Bao. We're going to break it all down so you can make this system work for you, not against you.
All right, let's just jump right in. We're starting with a really powerful message, and honestly, it's pretty heartbreaking. It's from a young man named Shaolin, and as you can see, his entire life was turned upside down by just one small decision his father made about retirement. This is the serious reminder of why getting this stuff right is so incredibly important.
Yeah, that story really hits home, doesn't it? It just shows you how high the stakes are. So here's what we're going to do today. This is our roadmap to take you from confused to confident, one simple step at a time. So let's kick things off with a different way of thinking about this. What if you stopped thinking about your insurance as just another deduction from your paycheck? Instead, I want you to imagine it as a child that you're raising. If you take good care of it your whole career, it will be there to take care of you when you're older. It's a promise that's worth a lot. Now for the first big piece of the puzzle. This is probably the most fundamental thing you need to get your head around, especially if you're ever going to change jobs. It's one simple difference in how your two main insurances are calculated. And believe me, it changes everything. First up, you've got labor insurance, or LALBAL. Think of this as your safety net for everything work-related. The key thing to remember here, the only thing really, is that it's calculated by the day. Every single day you're covered counts. Then, you have your national health insurance, or Zhenbao. This is your ticket to the doctor. And here's the twist. It's totally different. We're not talking about days anymore. This one is calculated by the month. It's an all-or-nothing deal for the whole month. And here it is, side by side. This is the absolute core of it all. Lao Bao is daily, so every day matters. But Jianbao is monthly. And you know what? Only one day really matters, the very last day of the month. Whoever your employer is on that one day pays for the entire month. If you understand this one rule, you're already a pro with this. So now that we know the secret, how do we actually use it to our advantage? Well, it's all about timing your exit. And this whole daily versus monthly thing gives us two super simple golden rules for when you decide to leave your job. Ready? Here they are. Golden rule number 1. If you can, always make your last day the final day of the month. Why? Because your old company gets stuck with a health insurance bill for that entire month. Now, if you can't pull that off, rule number 2 is quit on a Sunday. I know it sounds a little weird, but trust me, there's a huge reason for this. And this is it. This is why Sunday is so critical. See, if you quit on a Friday and your new job starts on a Monday, what about Saturday and Sunday? You have absolutely zero labor insurance coverage. A 2-day gap might not sound like a big deal, but if something bad happens that weekend, you're on your own. Quitting on a Sunday closes that really dangerous gap. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. We've been talking about the details of changing jobs, but now let's talk about the big one. Maybe the biggest financial decision you'll ever make in your working life, retirement. So, when it's time to retire, you've basically got two paths. Path A, get a giant pile of cash all at once, the lump sum. Or Path B, get a steady paycheck every single month for the rest of your life. And remember Xiaolin's story from the beginning? This is the exact choice his father had to make. And choosing the wrong path here, well, the consequences can be devastating. Now look, I get it. The idea of getting a big lump sum of cash is really tempting. Who wouldn't want that? But, and this is a very big but, if you are even thinking about going that route, you have got to know the rules, because there's a super common mistake that could cost you an absolute fortune. Okay, lean in for this one. If you're going for the lump sum, this is the one thing you cannot afford to forget. Your entire payout, the whole shebang, is based on just one number, your average insured salary. Basically, they just look at what you earned in your last 3 years of work and average it out. Letting that number dip right before you retire is, hands down, the most expensive mistake you can make. Don't believe me? Let's talk about Zhao Tan. She's a perfect example. She was on track to retire with a high salary, but she switched to a lower-paying job for her last few years. And what happened? Her 3-year average plummeted. And her payout? It got slashed by over $500,000 NT dollars. Gone. And it was completely avoidable. But on the flip side, you can make the rules work for you. Just look at Zhao Hui. He knew what was up. He saw he was just a few days away from hitting the next seniority level. So what did he do? He worked just 3 extra days. 3.
And for that little effort, he bagged an extra $6,400. That's a really fantastic dinner for the whole family, right?
All right, I know that was a lot of information, so let's lock it all in. We're going to do a quick little Q&A session to make sure you've got the most important strategies down cold.
First question for you. What's that number one perfect, ideal day to hand in your notice?
You got it, the last day of the month. That makes your old company pay for your health insurance. And if you can't swing that, what's plan B? Sunday. Always Sunday to keep that labor insurance gap closed over the weekend.
Okay, next up. What's that critical mistake that cost Xiaoqian over $500,000? Bingo, letting your average salary drop in those final 3 years. You've got to protect that number. Aim to retire when your insured salary is at its absolute peak, because that's what your whole lump sum is based on. And last one. Let's bring it back to that big decision. For most of us, for people who aren't financial wizards, what's the safer bet for retirement? The lump sum or the monthly checks? For sure, the monthly payments. It's all about peace of mind. It's a stable, guaranteed income, a paycheck you can count on for the rest of your life. It protects you, and it protects your family. It's the clear winner. So let's end with that thought we started with, that insurance child you've been raising your entire working life. You've been paying into it for decades. All these small, smart choices we've talked about today, they are how you make sure that when the time comes, that child is all grown up and ready to take care of you. It's worth getting right.